Today we're going to talk about this new feature inside Revit 2021, which is the slanted wall. I know a lot of you is excited about it, and let's start by creating a wall. Go to 3D view, let's hide the levels, let's constrain this wall to the level 2, and now you can see that we have this new parameter cross section and it's assigned to vertical. We can select the slanted option and select the angle from the vertical. So let's put it to 10. Here you can see the wall changed the angle. Let's put this to 30. Let's put this to 20. We can put this to a negative value, so it goes for the other side. Now let's try to do this with multiple walls. So let's draw something right here. Let's select all the walls and assign the cross section to be slanted and put an angle to be 10 degrees. Now what if we want to have a different way to have an offset to the inside instead of assigning an angle value? Let's reset all the walls to 0 degrees. So if I want to have an offset of 1 meter inside, I should make sure that the angle I'm slanting the wall to is something that's related to this offset. So if I put 10, that is the dimension. If I put 10, I can't be sure, and let's make this a reference plane. Maybe it will be clearer for us. And if we take a section right here, go to the view. So I want to know the angle that I'll need so I can reach this point. So you can make this a trial and error approach. So close enough, but not accurate. So this seems the most accurate number. Now, just by changing the unconnected height, if we go to level 2, it just screws all the things we did. So we'll have to do this again. So what I want now is to change the angle again. Let's put this to 10. Put this to 12. Right, if I change this level height, the same thing will apply. I want to change this again. So this will take a lot of guessing to find the correct angle. So I want to create a workflow that makes things easier and giving us some flexibility to this new feature inside Revit. So the way to do this is to use some trigonometry. This will be, if I go to the section, and if I want to draw a line, just extend this. It's just using this for sketching. So if I want to have a wall that have 4000 millimeters of height, and it's going 1000 millimeters inside. So this will be the wall, and the angle will be this one. This is the angle that I'll want. So I want to find this angle if I have the unconnected height, which will be this side, and the offset inside. So this will be called the opposite. This will be the adjacent, and this will be the hypotenuse. So if I take the adjacent and divide it on the hypotenuse, I'll have the value that I want to take the inverse sine to it. So, and this value will be the angle that I'll have right here. So let's go to Dynamo. Let's have a new workflow. Now I want to start by selecting model elements. Actually, I think there's a new node. Select walls. Select wall element. Select multiple wall elements. Let's use this one. Let's go 3D view. If I click on select, I can do a cross selection and finish the selection. So if I have, for example, some desks here, I don't have to isolate the category of the walls and then select. I just go to select. It will just identify the walls and finish the selection. So let's use this. So now I want to have the unconnected height of these walls. So get parameter value by name. The parameter will be height. So here's the unconnected height for these walls. So now I will use the Pythagorean theorem to calculate the hypotenuse. So I want to take the square root of the opposite to the power of 2 plus the adjacent to the power of 2. So I'll start by creating a square root of, let's open up bracket, math dot power, let's call it the opposite to the power of 2 plus the math power adjacent to the power of 2. Let's close the brackets. So the adjacent will be the unconnected height, the opposite will be the offset inside. So here we'll have the same values for all the walls. So here's the number, the hypotenuse, and I'll use this one to get the angle. So I'll start by dividing, let's say, A on B. So A will be the unconnected height and B will be the hypotenuse. We have this ratio 0.98. So this ratio will use the A sine or the inverse sine to find the angle that's related to it. So I'll type A sine. Here's the ratio. And here are the angles. Now I want to subtract 90 minus A, and A will be this angle. So it will give us the value that we should insert inside the Revit, or the angle parameter to the wall, so we can have the desired offset. So let's set parameter value by name. Let me check the parameter name again. Angle from vertical. It's parameter name, value, and the element. Splendid. So If I change this one, it directly changes. If I put this to 1500, it automatically changes. So it's working great. Now if I want the inclination to be to the other side, I just take the minus value, minus A for example, and here it is. I've already created a custom node from this workflow, and the custom node is published in a new package, and the package name is Dyn-Ammo, the same as the channel. Here it is, Revit tools, cool tools only. Hopefully there'll be cool tools. So download it, and I hope you enjoy using it. So now let's create a new workflow. I want to use this slanted wall offset. So let's edit this. I want to add a minus value for this angle, and I want to add an if statement. If it's true, I want it to be the positive. If it's false, I want it to be the negative. Here's the result, and I want to have an input value, an input node. Let us call this select side, and this will be a wool. Let's save this. So here's the custom node. Now I want to select walls, select multiple walls. Let's finish the selection. The inward offset, I want it to be a slider. Let's make the minimum 0, maximum 3000, and the step is 10. I did not assign a default value for this, so we'll have to add a pool, true or false. Let's put it to true, and here's the site. So it's working perfectly. Let's change. That's great. Let us try to change the unconnected height. So I want to disassociate this one, or all the walls in fact, from the level, and I want to set the unconnected height onto a slider. So the minimum is 3000, maximum 10,000, and the step of 10. So it's working perfectly. So here's a 16th or 17th century fort, and it's shaped like this so it can deflect cannonballs, and also to allow the positioning of counter cannons. Let's select the walls, finish the selection, and let's put this to slanted, and I want this to be associated with level 5. Now you can see all the walls are slanted outwards. I want this to be slanted inwards, so here's the false, and as you can see, here's the slant, and it's looking perfect. If I want to change this value, I just have to change the slider. Great. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and use this workflow for your projects.